sweetie pie.
Daddy!
Nick?
Don't let him go. He's not going to hurt us. Just let him go.
You're way out of your depth.
All right, let's go.
I'm contracted to eliminate obstacles to progress.
You ought not to be driving anything the way you see.
How you know how I can see less than you can look out my eyes.
When I read the story, when I read the autobiography, I thought it was such an extraordinary story that someone would come out of that very repressed society under a dictatorship. And he wasn't even supposed to be allowed to dance, and he wasn't supposed to go to America. And, I mean, it was such a change for him. And then to show the two cultures, which that's why we intercut, go back and forth, was so interesting. And just the achievement of his life. I thought the story was so remarkable. I thought it was a story I had to tell. It's not one of those films where you could put in, say, Russell Crowe, because although he might be able to do a boxing film or a film where he's playing a mathematician, he'll never learn to dance. Not that well. So really, I think when the producers first approached me, they thought that perhaps we could in some way have a proper actor and then somehow fake the dancing. And I said, it's impossible. I said, audiences these days are much too sophisticated. We can't do that. We have to get a real ballet dancer and he'll have to act the role. Then, of course, it became a big job because it's not as if you're looking for just an ordinary ballet dancer, like a Westerner. We had to get a Chinese ballet dancer, and he had to be not just good, but one of the best dancers in the world, and also speak fluent English and Chinese. So at first, I never thought we'd find anybody. We went to Hong Kong, and we saw some boys there they looked great, but they didn't speak English. They only had a few words. It was no good. So then the guy who wrote the book, Li Xuan-sin, said to us, there's a Chinese boy dancing in England with the Birmingham Ballet. So the producer, Jane Scott, and I hopped on a plane, went to London, then got another plane up to Newcastle in the north of England, and saw him dancing in this little town, Sunderland. And the minute he came on stage, I thought, oh, perfect.
I dance better here. Feel more free.
Did you have any nightmare experience while doing this movie?
No, I don't think I had any nightmare experiences. I mean, it was well organized. The biggest problem, I mean, I was always frightened the police were going to turn up and stop us, but that didn't happen. The biggest difficulty was filming the early sequences out in the village that opened the film. It was 20 below zero. It was so cold, and it was supposed to be summer. So everybody, all the actors are in just a shirt with, the girls are in little cotton dresses. It was freezing. And we had to, between shots, people would rush in with big coats and wrap everybody up. It was so cold, I didn't think we'd get through it for a while. It was just horrible, but we did it.
Be honest. What is fiction and what is reality in the movie?
There's nothing. Well, of course, I mean, the book he wrote, the published book is about 600 pages, but he wrote another 800 pages they never published. It was too long. But there's nothing in the movie that's actually made up. We had to shortcut things because, I mean, the movie, it runs 2 hours, and his life has been, by the time we filmed it, his life had been 35 years. So we had to make all sorts of shortcuts. But basically, everything that happens was true. His parents came on stage. He didn't know they were coming. That was all true. And then he went back to the village and danced in the dust. That was all true. When I found that out, I said, we have to do that. And they said to me, oh, well, there's 2 endings. There's an ending where the parents come, and then there's another one in the village. And I said, yes, 2 endings, good.
How was the reaction of the real Lee Kun-chin when he saw himself on the big screen?
Oh, he was very thrilled, I think, because he said to me, oh, Chi Chow is a better dancer than I was. But maybe he was just being modest because he was a very famous dancer. No, he was very excited. Interestingly, they'd had Chi Chow, the dancer, was from Beijing and had actually been trained in the same ballet school as Li Xuanxin. So they had a similar background, although she is much younger.
We make a ballet check. Can you do an arabesque? Or a
Can I?
grand châté?
I can't dance at all, even a simple dance. No, my wife is always complaining that I'm absolutely a non-dancer. Not the simplest step. I have no sense of rhythm. I just can't do it.
When they took me from my family, I did not recognize this as honor. I did not see dancing as an opportunity. Nor could I imagine how far I might go.
Well, I think that Mao's Last Dancer was a very inspiring story. I mean, it's not the kind of story you could make up, but it's a true story, and it just shows you the value, the importance of passion in someone's life, the importance of commitment towards something you really want to do. And it's inspiring to watch someone overcome the most extraordinary odds in order to achieve a dream.
Putly on the front page of every newspaper in the world.
A Chinese puzzle is taking place in Houston.
My family, when I dance for them.
They see the light that's there inside of you.